Okay. So how does it look, Josh? Are you seeing it over on YouTube? Is it up there now? I just changed that. Why does it say that? Yeah, I don't know why it says that, because it's okay. I wonder why it still has the old date on there, because I changed it. it says it's got January 18 on there, but as long as you guys can see it, I can always go back later and update that after we're done. So we're gonna. Okay, cool. Well, let's go ahead and get started. There's nobody in the live. Is there anybody in there? Is Alex in there? Alex Smith? Yeah. Okay. Well, whenever he jumps on, he knows it's today. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and kick this off. Let's call the meeting to order. We'll quickly do a roll call here, and again, Chris of the Northwest is going to attend a little bit later on, and I have his proxy just to let you know. All right. With that, we're going to start the January 18th, 2023 WSGA board meeting. And we're going to whip around and do a quick roll call, starting with our 48 North chapter rep, Karen. And over to Cascadian and Jean. Annette. All right. Joshua, representing OP. Benjamin, representing the South Central. And our illustrious new VP, Mr. Antoine. Representing the Southwest chapter, Vicky of the Supernauts. Representing the Inland Empire, Jerry. And our secretary, Miss Lori. Okay. Again, let the record show that Chris of the Northwest is not here yet, but will be joining us later on. Okay, let's jump right into our previous board meeting minutes. I did see those from Miss Lori. Does anybody have any comments on those? And if not, let's put it to a vote. Do we have a motion for that? Second? Okay, all in favor of the meeting minutes? We'll start with Karen. We're approving the meeting minutes from November's meeting. And Jean. Benjamin. Okay, and Joshua. Annette. And Mr. Agnew here, our VP. That's awesome. Vicky, Jerry, and Lori. Hello, Lori. There she is. Okay, so that's a unanimous vote. Very good. Thank you all. So Lori will get that posted up on our website at some point here when she gets a chance, which would be fantastic. Next item is the treasurer's report. Hopefully everybody's had a chance to take a look at that. I know I have. Nice work on that, by the way, Annette. Thank you. We have a nice little tidy sum in there. And speaking of that, I'm going to meet up with Lori tomorrow, probably with mask in hand, I'm thinking. But I'll be meeting up with her. I have this envelope here with the Port of Seattle check and about $76 in cash from some merch sales that I'm going to hand over to her so that she can deposit that, since she is able to endorse the back of that check. And so she'll take care of that for us when she can go out in public, which hopefully will be Friday. Okay. Oh, that's perfect. That will make life so much easier. So that's perfect. Do you have anything additional to add on that? I mean, it looks like financially, it looks like we've got a nice little tidy sum, or will, once this $4,000 check gets dumped in there. But we're sitting on what, 13 grand? It looks like. Yeah. Which, hey, that's great. I mean, money in the bank is a good thing. And we'll spend it. I'm not too worried about that. We'll spend it. Outstanding. Yep, got to do that. Keep the government happy. For our nonprofit status there for the state. So if they want to do that. Okay, so we're going to skip membership for the moment. Okay, we can do that, Lori. That's not a problem. Does anybody have any questions for Annette regarding the report? And if we don't, well, first I'll see if anybody has any questions first. Outstanding. Great, everybody got their money. Fantastic. So one thing I was going to ask Annette, and it's going to be a little hard to do the budgeting for the year, only because we don't know what our event's going to be for the year. We are going to talk about that later on in the program here, but normally we would be talking about what our budget is, operating budget for 2023. But we'll have to come back to that at our next meeting in March, and once we kind of have a better idea of since the ape event is not happening, we're going to be doing something different. We kind of need to get that figured out before I think we can start pounding down an actual budget. So I just wanted to toss that in there. Okay, so nothing more for Annette. Then we'll move on. We'll skip Lori for the moment, but come back to her later. Let's jump right into the chapter rep check-in. Thanks, you guys, for the reports. I actually looked over a bunch of them. Jerry, very sad to hear about Robert. I think they've been a WSGA members, I think, for quite a while. At least I'm pretty sure he has been. I'm sure she has as well. That's some very sad news out of the... You know what? That's you can't ask for anything more. And I mean, with Net's like, sign me up for that. No, that's great. So they don't. It sounds like the service isn't going to be until later in the spring. Then. Oh. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think it'd be a great idea if we, as an organization, can maybe send some flowers or something to them for their service. Jerry, if you want to maybe work with that, and then maybe you and Annette can kind of work it out so we can get something over to them. That would be great. It sounds like they were very active in the IE, particularly. I imagine they probably volunteered and did a lot of stuff event-wise and whatnot over there. So I think that'd be a nice thing for us to do as an organization. Okay, awesome. Let's see, what else? Who else? Oh, Benjamin. I was looking. Oh, I wanted to talk to Benjamin since he's. I'm assuming you're still sort of dialed into the Tri-City Coin Challenge down there. Is there anything you can perhaps share with us, if you're allowed to, about this year's event? Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, great. And that's June, was it June 24th? That's what I remember seeing on the reports. So that's great. And there'll be a CETO, of course. Hmm. It seemed like they have one every year, but mm. Mm. Okay. Well, with Jen involved, I mean that's such a great event. Actually, I'll probably need to reach out to her and see if they are interested in us being there and having a booth and selling merch there, because we actually did pretty well with that last year. So anyway, great. Well, thanks for that info. I'm looking forward to it. I want to head over there. Sound like the coin is going to be pretty spectacular. So there you go. For those of you that haven't gone, maybe this is your year. Karen, anything to add for your little slice of Washington? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't think that's going to be a problem. Ah, okay. That sounds. Talk about baiting the hook there, Karen. Jeez. Nice. All right. Let's see. Who have I not picked on? Vicky. Vicky, of course. What's happening down your neck of the woods? That's not really like you guys, though. It's not usually quiet. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I saw you. I know you guys have been doing some vlogging. I think I saw something. It was on YouTube. Yeah, I caught one yesterday, and I can't remember. You guys were in Clackamas or somewhere. I don't know. I think it was I thought that was kind of cool. So, yeah, I thought that was kind of neat. Okay, Gene, anything going on in the frozen tundra of the Cascadian chapter? Mm. Well, hopefully. Oh, okay. Well, if Cliff found it, it's definitely there. Well, that's good. Oh, okay. So it's. Well, it's kind of a cool area. It's right along the river there, so it's. But yeah, I could see the homeless angle because there's a lot of pullouts along that road there, and I'm sure people just set up camp. You think things would get. I think Seattle's getting somewhat better, but yeah, I don't know about Portland. Sounds like it's not. Maybe I'll have to look at it. I mean, we'll see it. We'll see how that one that Y2K has. See if it will stay out there. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that one still there? Yeah, I don't know who has that one. Oh, okay. And I think she is a WSGA member. And down there in the Southwest. So, okay. Well, I'm ready to move on to our next topic. Is there anything else that the reps would like to add at all? If not, forgot Josh. Yeah. I, well, they hadn't held one in a while, so it kind of almost went dormant. And I was talking to Terrible Tees about it, and I said, are you going to do another cash machine? Or is there any interest in that? What's the play on that?" And ultimately, he's like, "Well, I can't remember the original guy's name that was doing it, but he doesn't want to do them anymore." And so I said, "Well, it doesn't mean that someone else couldn't take the baton and run with it." And I think Quads in the Mud got involved with it, and Jim was still wanting to do the routing and set all that stuff up. So I was like, "Go do it." It's like, go do. Right. Oh, wow. Well, there you go. So I get the impression maybe he doesn't like adventure. So, style or whatever. Well, that's good that someone else can take over running that thing because I think people definitely like to do them. So yeah, I'm I'm glad that Jim and Quads got connected and okay. Well, that's not bad. That's not a bad area. Boo hiss. Those are fun. He probably needs it. Right. Sort of. So maybe like a WSGA cross chapter sort of thing. Yeah. Oh, that sounds like fun. Jeez. So are you working with him? Oh wow, cool. Awesome. Hmm. Well, that's yeah, it's super active over in the OP, which is great. Okay, well, thanks, Josh, for that check-in. That's fantastic. Okay, so Lori, are you ready for us to circle back to you on the membership? Okay, give it your best shot. Yeah, I've a lot of the ones I've seen when they, I mean, it's been like rapid fire with these within the just this month alone. I know we've had a bunch. So I think a lot of them are renewals because they're names I've recognized that I know that are members that are just coming in. Like Terrible Teas was one. I know he renewed, and there were a few other people in there that I definitely recognized. But it's been busy. It's like every time you turn around, oh wow, there's a new premium member. It's just like wow, great. Yeah, so it's good. I mean, whether it's a new or a renewal doesn't matter. I'm glad we're getting them, and we're getting a lot of them. So people are signing up, which is great. So outstanding. The events that we've been holding, I think, have been helping with that. So keep it up, guys. Keep throwing those reminders out at events about don't forget to renew if you are a member. If you're not, why aren't you a member? Mm-hmm. I think that's a great idea. I mean, we do have they're not, unfortunately, they're not online, but we do have like a member form that people can fill out. I mean, what do the reps think about that? I mean, Yeah, and that way, you can take somebody's money at an event, get their information, and then we can come back later and update all that stuff. And that form is really easy for that. So anyway, I think it's a good idea because some people don't like the website. I mean, that's the easiest. The signing up on the website is it's the easiest for us, but it may not necessarily be easy for everyone else. So I know past WSGA boards were kind of frowned upon taking membership, live at an event. But, I think we have a duty to do that. And if people don't want to go and monkey around with our website, that's fine. We have the ability to do it backstage. So. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is one downside of us doing these manual entries for membership is you don't see if someone goes in on the website and purchases it. You can see the transaction history is attached to that user in our system, so we can see that. When we go in and do manual entries, that information is not there because our website did not take a payment. We took it cash at an event. So there's a downside. But again, if we use the Google Docs, then we can essentially have a record that we can hang on to and go, oh yeah, this person did pay cash on this date. So we have it. So anyway, I think it's a great idea, Lori. Yeah, I think that, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay, Lori, anything else on membership? Or anything from anybody else for Lori on membership? What was that, Lori? All right. What was that, Antoine? You were asking. I'll make sure I'll knock real loud on your door when I see you tomorrow, Lori. How's that? That'll wake you up. Well, there you go then. Alexa's wonderful. Perfect. So I'll keep you awake. Okay. If nothing else for Lori, then we'll skip down to merchandise. I really don't have a lot to update you guys on, other than we've been selling, a little of this, little of that. I think I just sent out a shirt to somebody in Benton City. So I can't remember the gal's name. Starts with Hammock, something like that. You might know her, Benjamin. Yes, yeah, she ordered a shirt, so a 20th anniversary shirt. So I sent that out yesterday. But it's mainly been a lot of badges and stuff too. Actually, I think she ordered a badge as well, along with the shirt. So Lori gets to do the badge. So, yeah, that's kind of it. There's nothing really going on that. It's just what I probably need to do is maybe run a little special promotion or something, just to kind of and get the word out and try to move some stuff. We still got lots of shirts left, of course, and coins and all that good stuff. So anyway, that's kind of all I have for the merch report. At this point, I mean, we're going to talk about a little bit later on here about the member coin, and we need to work on that, which is sort of membership. But so does anybody have anything for me on that? On membership or on merchandise? I got membership. You mean like for merchandise items? Well, we can do that here. Because anything that we put to production, whatever that is, of course, we have to approve that. And it's an expenditure. So if let's say we decide we want to have, I don't know, WSGA windbreaker or whatever, we have to approve it. We have to get some costs, figure out that kind of stuff, and then put it to the board for approval. I think from a merchandise standpoint, I think we're doing pretty good right now. We've got a lot of the coins still in there and the shirts and whatnot. So I don't think we're lacking. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that is a very windy place. Pretty much, it seems like a lot of the time it is. It's not a bad idea. I don't know how they would sell. I kind of almost think if we would do something like that, I'd like put a poll out on, like, a WSGA mug or something. It's not a bad idea. Hydro flask. Yeah, anything like Yeti, that's going to be super spendy. you know people, Antoine? Well, that's true. That's true. With your REI connections, I'm sure you probably know some folks. You know some peeps. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm ready to move on to outreach, which is Antoine. Oh, and before you talk, Antoine, for those of us that get the emails. Oh, Chris in the Northwest is in the waiting room there. I just see him. We had a college kid from Western reach out to us and was asking about a geocaching club at Western. This guy named Rory. And I'm like, wow, I don't think we've ever had an actual student from a college reach out to us about starting a geocaching club on campus. Thought that was kind of cool, especially because it was Western. So I reached out to him and emailed him back and said, and he was looking for internship info. And I said, well, we don't really do interns. We're a nonprofit. We don't. We're strictly volunteer. If you want to help out at some of our geocaching events or something, yeah, you can obviously do that. But we don't have any formal internships here, really. I mean, is in your HUD, but. Okay. What I did is I just said, I just explained, hey, this is a great idea. We've never had anybody reach out to us about this type of a thing, which I think is a great idea, especially with Western. There's so many caches in and around the college campus. Wendy's got quite a few of them, as a matter of fact. They have their own bleeping webcam, and then they've got a college level earth cache on the top of the arboretum area there. So it's just, yeah, I mean, there's several caches that are actually on the campus itself. So it'd be a great place to do one or to have a club. So I emailed him and just said, hey, I emailed him back and said, hey, this sounds like a great idea. I gave him my email address and said you can reach out to me because it came through our website. The contact came through our website. I also mentioned that HQ might have interns if he's interested in looking and working at or getting on with HQ. I said I can get him in contact with somebody there if he's interested. So I left it at that, and then I haven't heard back from him. So anyway, if that what. Cash advance, yeah. He didn't specify, so I was hoping he'd reach back out to me, but I haven't heard from him here yet. So as soon as I do, though, Karen, I will definitely kind of rope you in on that. Because I was thinking Wendy would be great for being a local contact, especially if they're planning on having like meetings and stuff on campus. She's right there, so she'd be perfect for that. So anyway. Ambassador, yeah. So she would be perfect. As I was thinking this out with this guy, I'm like, oh, Wendy. This just spells Wendy, all the way around. So anyway, we'll see where that goes. But anyway, there's Lori's got her hand up. What's up, Lori? Oh, gotcha. I just admitted you. Okay, all right, Antoine. Outreach. think so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Hmm. Well, having him do it the old way, yeah. Yeah, Carter might be able to for sure. And she's an Issaquah. Mm-hmm. Well, your CCE up at the border was fantastic. Speaking of events, that was a lot of fun for those that made it all the way up there to Peace Park. But that was a blast. I mean, it was cold as all heck with the. Yeah, the CCE icon was just inside the Canadian border, which was great. Um, yeah, we did. I think Annette was talking to Dick, or not. Are you? I'm gonna mute her. Sorry, I just muted her in case she's talking to. Yeah, and that brings up another topic too, which is the Cashers Across the Border event that we haven't done in a couple of years now, thanks to COVID. But I did talk to, while I was up there at Antoine's event, I did talk to some of the Canadian cashers and just kind of sort of took their temperature a little bit and asked them what they thought of that event starting back up. Would they be interested in coming back to Peace Park and have this big geocaching event? And she and the gals were all they love the idea. So I think there's definitely interest for that event to fire back up. But it is the WSGA's turn to host, since we host the first go round back in 2019. We did it. So I'm going to kind of cattle prod our friends to the north there and say, hey, we talked about this. Are you guys still going to host it sometime in the spring? So I just want to keep that one going because I think it's a great event and that location is so unique. That park is one of the most unique places along the border where people can come and meet and join without having to go through a formal border crossing. As long as you stay within the boundaries of that park, you're good to go. And that makes that location perfect for a geocaching event where we can get people from both countries to come together at a wonderful park. So I'm going to be working on that. Okay, go ahead. Right. I didn't realize. And the wind chill. Yeah, that was that. Yeah, so let's do that. That was fun, though. I mean, the crows got in on it, I guess. Let him talk about his chapter now that he's here. We should. We could bounce back to that. If Chris wants to yap about the comings and goings over in the PS chapter. An excellent park indeed. Perfect for those OPers that just want to head south for a little bit. Or is that east? They could boat in if they needed to? Well, yeah, there you go. All right, perfect. Antoine, do you have anything else before we start rolling into the old business stuff, which... Okay, do your VP report. Go for it. Well, yeah, I think we're going to yap on that under the, I guess that'd be new business. We're going to get into the elections there because that technically is new business. So did you have anything above and beyond that, Antoine? Anything else to add? You know what I should do? And I started to do this with Jacob. But what I should do is have like a VP's corner in the agenda so that whatever the VP wants to talk about or has ongoing stuff that you want to bring up, I think I should do that. But anyway. Ha! That's hilarious. You know, Happy Meals are Happy Meals. What were we talking about? Because now I got to remember. We were talking about elections. You were talking about, but I want to save that for later in the thing. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, then that takes us to old business. And the very first item is the GeoTour. I got some information from Jeffrey at HQ, and I'm going to. It's broken down by all 7 chapters. So I've got a document for each chapter. So I'm going to share the screen here, and we'll start with Karen's chapter, the 48 North, so that you can see. It's actually kind of cool. I've never seen one of these reports, so this is kind of a neat thing. So let me share my screen first. If I remember how to do that again. You should be able to. I should know this. Okay, share screen. Here it is. Here we go. All right. Hopefully you guys are looking at this report. So WSGA 20th, 48 North chapters. You guys see that? Okay. So this is pretty slick. So this is showing. So for you, Karen, this is specifically to you. This is showing this would be the accounts, the number of accounts that have. It says, what is that? Often. Well, it says often more than one person, but these are the accounts that have actually been involved with the 48 North chapter GeoTour. So 179, and if you look at the map, which is even cooler, you can see where these accounts call home. So there's one actually in Germany, and then you got Florida, and that other one looks like Maine, and you got California and Oklahoma, and Alaska. But that's kind of cool. You can see where the accounts reside in which location that have actually completed at least one of the, or found at least one of the GeoTour caches. So that's kind of neat. This is from HQ. This is a sort of a proprietary data document here. Notice he's got confidential on here, and yet here I am sharing it on Zoom. But it's for us. It's our GeoTour, so why not share that? But this is pretty cool. So it has all the different information on here. It talks about how many images were posted and overall favorite points and all that. So that's for you, and you can see the date range up there. That's October 29th of last year through. He just ran this as of, I think, the 12th. Yeah, you're probably very familiar with it, Annette, since you've done them. You've had this information before. So anyway, so there's 48 North. So let me bring up Cascadia next. So hopefully you're seeing. So this is Gene's, and this one's. I mean, look at this one. It's all the U.S. now, and you can see most of the accounts reside. I'd say probably most of them are more eastern central Washington. There's even an Idaho there, and a few on the west side. And then look, this lonely one way down there in Arizona. So, is there one from Sweden? Why is it not showing that? Oh, it just says that there. I see that. The map, it's not bringing the map up. So there's at least one from Sweden. So there you go. That's kind of cool. So there you go. Images posted on the bottom. Percentage of GeoTour completed by average user. Number of souvenirs awarded, etc., etc. So again, go ahead. No, so what I'm planning, what my plan is every meeting I will have updated documentation. I will hit Jeff up for this information, and he'll email it to me. I'll go ahead and download it and share it with everybody so we can see it. Plus, now it's going to be on our YouTube channel, so it's there for everybody to see. All right, so that's Cascaded. So now we're going to go and pick on Jerry and the Inland Empire. So here's Jerry's. Again, kind of similar to Gene's in a way. Got Montana. There's apparently, yeah, somebody down in, I'm not sure if that's Tucson or where that is. Yeah, somebody in Virginia. So there you go. Most of them look like they'd be obviously right around the Spokane area. Ah, okay. Well, there you go. So this is the fantastic. Fantastic. Well, that's cool. All right. So there's again, there's all the data there, 484 logs. You guys can see all that. Favorite points are 32, 45 images posted. So that's pretty slick. All right. Now let's go to Josh. Josh is the OP here. See what the OP has. So this one's pretty cool too. You got some, what is that, LA area perhaps? Yeah, and some Canadians as well. I don't know why this isn't zooming out like the others had. I'm not quite sure. Maybe he just didn't capture it, had it zoomed down. But again, look at a lot of Puget Sounders for sure. Hitting the OP. I think it's a lot of, and I'll talk about that, the completions here in a second, but again, look, a lot of favorite points, a lot of images. I've completed this one, so look at the logs, 1,400. I mean, this one's definitely the OP, even though it's not as spread out as it probably could have been, but in a way that's probably a good thing, because if we included Forks and that side of the state over there, you may not get as many completions, perhaps. Yeah. And that's not bad. I got to do those 3 in the San Juan. It's on my list. Right there in Friday Harbor, perhaps. Maybe you can have it at Susan's house. Yeah. Oh yeah, trust me, I've looked at this. It would be a very long day, but I think it's doable. So anyway, there's the OP. Let's I'll save the Puget Sound for last. Let's hit Benjamin here, South Central. So again, kind of similar to Gene's a little bit in terms of the activity, but again, it's winter time. Weather's been kind of over there, so I can kind of get some of the numbers here. I'm sure I will bet you in June when the Tri-City this thing's going to explode. Nobody has finished the entire thing. We've had a number that have finished 3. Yeah, I have not gotten a second set from anybody at this point. So right now, I was going to share this at the end, but we've had 10 people finish 3 of the geo tours. And the last two people, the ninth and 10th person, were lackeys. And I saw them at a CETO event this weekend and handed the coins over to them. Jesse being one of them, and geocaches was the other one. So so they they finished three, and they were all over. One of them was South Central. They went all the way over to South Central and did. Oh, okay. Yeah, so they kind of I was like, wow, you guys kind of worked it, you know. And I think their plan is to finish the whole thing. So yeah, Tracy is one of she completed it early on, and she yeah, God, I think she was one of the ones that completed the Cascadian chapter tour. So I'm like I'm like you go girl. Just like wow, yeah, she's getting at it. So I love it. I think that's great. So anyway, there's South Central. Let me bring up Southwest. So here's Vicky. Again, notice a lot of Portland area. That's not a surprise. Um, but yeah, you even got some folks over. Looks like in the Spokane area came over and completed. Yeah, yeah. Look at that. Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Someone out on the coast there, and what was that? Maryland. There. It looks like. Looks like maybe Baltimore area there. Yeah, somebody from the Baltimore area. Looks like maybe Phoenix. Is that Annapolis? Close. And then a couple of Southern Oregons. That's awesome. That's fantastic. Um, yeah, you do what you got to do, right? Look at that, 74, 51. Look at that, 51 favorite points, 108. Uh, yeah, in Australia. That's pretty cool. Somebody probably flew into Portland, my guess. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so let's show. Speaking of Chris, let's show the Puget Sound chapter here, and it's Geo Tour. So there's that. So interesting. The OP I think has more activity out of everybody, including the Puget Sound chapter, which is pretty interesting. That's true. But it's interesting. It's always interesting to look at these maps and see where the accounts are. So you've got some Nevada. Uh, yeah, I wonder who that is. And then you got Wisconsin. Somebody, they're in southeast Wisconsin. That's Racine. Mm, I like it. You're smart. That could be, and that's actually. I know of one cacher that's out of. Is he out of Fort Lewis? JBLM area there, and he's an active cacher, so he's all over the place. So that could be some of that could be him. I don't know. But anyway, interesting numbers though, Chris, don't you think? On this one, kind of cool. So we can share. So Annette, this is the kind of stuff you can share with our friends at the port. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. This is really the early. We're only a solid couple of months into this, and so these numbers will continue to grow, obviously. Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially when we get into the warmer months and vacation time in the summer, and so there's going to be this. These are just going to fly. So really, I think for the first couple of months of the Geo Tour, I think this is pretty cool. Some, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 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 yeah. You can do that. There's also a cache tour for all of the geo tours as well. So if you want like a routing setup, you can go in there. That's been set up by I know Jim Tees did one, but he's not the only one. I know there was another person. Yeah, so there's a couple of them if you're looking for. Hmm. You make they. Oh no, save yourself the trouble. Just go to the. Yeah, that's what I would do. And that's what I've actually done, and that just makes it so much easier because then you can click on that little map icon and it'll show you which one, show you all the caches on the map that are in that particular geo tour. You can see the ones you've already completed and the ones that you still need to do. So it's really helpful. Yeah, let me see if I can do this here. I can bring it up here real quick. Cool. All right, so they shouldn't be. They should not be premium caches. Yeah, there shouldn't be any premium anything. Yeah, so okay. So like I said, we have. I'm not gonna show that document. I've been keeping track of who's completed three of them. I've actually been hanging on to all of the completed passports and who sent them in, and I also have a spreadsheet of that. So like I said, we're up to 10 right now. No one has completed all 7, which is not terribly surprising because that's going to be an effort, and winter is probably not the best time of year to try to do them all. However, there's probably at least 1 or 2 people that will do it, I'm sure, before the spring shows up. So we have not handed out a single dark, what do they call it? A dusk coin yet. But we have handed out at least 10 of the daybreak ones. So it's motoring along really well, and I'm pleased with it. Does anybody have any additional questions on the GeoTour before we roll on to our next topic here? Yes, Lori. It's actually just an Excel spreadsheet is all I did. And all I'm doing is putting down the casher's name or their name, and then when I sent the coin out, because I'm putting a date on there, so I can track that. And then so if I sent a daybreak coin, I know when it is. I can I track that, and then if they decide to be the overachiever and go find the other 4, and for a total of all 7, then I can mark when I sent that the dusk coin off to them. So I'm tracking that, and that's how I know how many we've handed out and all that. So it's just for my own personal thing, just so I know. So in case someone says, "Hey, I never got the coin," I can say, "Oh yeah, well I mailed it out on XYZ day," or in the case of the lackeys, I handed it to them. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything exciting to show. And like I said, I'm keeping the hard copies of all of the completed GeoTours so that I can check and see, oh, okay, this person's now qualifies for the dusk coin. So that's how I can keep track of that. Go for it. Yeah. Oh, oh no. Oh. Ouch. Oh no. Wow. That's nice of him. All right. Nice. That's great. Thanks for sharing that, Dick. That's hilarious. All right. Always check before you throw it in the recycle bin. Okay, let's go on. This next one, the adventures. This is going to be a quickie. So, just so for those that don't know, all of the WSGA geocaching accounts are premium, and they all have the adventures dropped into those accounts so they can be set up. So, Chris, I already took the liberty of burning one of yours. I know. But I set it up at a really cool place. So it's at the Museum of Flight. Actually, it's behind the Museum of Flight, but it's that really cool Vietnam Veterans Memorial Park that's right behind it, where the big B-52 is sitting. That's the adventure. It's very, very tight. Such a small park. The stops are almost on top of each other. But there's a lot of cool info in there, and the plane is just spectacular anyway. Yep, just one. There are a total of 4 5-stop or up to 5-stop adventures. So you still have credits. So go put something in Tacoma. Or somewhere else. I don't know. So I think when I sent the email out to everybody, I just said, try to find somewhere that maybe hasn't been oversaturated with adventures. Think of these little kind of out of the way little gems in your area, in your chapter, and put an adventure there to highlight that, cool little, maybe it's off a beaten path, or maybe it's not a typical touristy place to go, and put that, put an adventure there and kind of highlight the area. And that memorial, that park, it's so tiny, and it's just, you may not even see it. You got Aviation High School flanks it on one side, and then you got the museum's outdoor exhibit on the other. So it kind of is hidden. So I thought this is a great place for one. So oh, okay. Yeah, so this one is fully contained, all in there. There's lots of signs in there that gives you a ton of information. There's a lot of information about the Strato Fortress there, the B-52. It's a B-52G Strato Fortress, which is it's fantastic just to walk under that thing. It's so huge. There's a lot of information about that, and then there's a really cool statue of a aviator coming home after the war. So that's kind of neat. So anyway, cool little park, but you wouldn't, unless you went to the Museum of Flight, you would not even known it was there. and that's why I thought, hey, this place really needs an adventure. Yes, Miss Lori, what can I do for you? Are you out? Did you? Oh. Yeah, exactly. That was a great idea. That's a fantastic idea. So maybe, do a Twilight, themed one over in Forks, or, you know. Did she do one? Oh, well, that's true, but that was for the WCAS, right? Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. Well, so yeah, I wonder if I can probably bring that up on the screen here. Maybe I better not. I got so many things running on this computer. I don't mess it up. But yes, I did. So maybe I can bring it up on my phone. That might be a better way of doing it instead of trying to monkey around with bringing the builder up and signing in and doing all that nonsense. So I have it as Let's see if this nifty little camera will bring it up, and it probably isn't going to. You can't really see it. So what I did is I kind of followed the same sort of protocol. Let's see if this will work better. It's still, you can kind of see it, but it's not. The lighting is really funkadorky on here. So I named it WSGA 20-PS for Puget Sound chapter, and then the name of the adventure, which is the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Park. And I snapped this really killer picture of the plane as sort of the cover photo for it. So do something like that. So WSGA 20-N48. OP, SW, IE, etc. And then the name of your cache or your adventure, whatever that is. And this one, you only get so many characters to name your adventure, so you may have to do abbreviations. Mine fit okay. I think I had a couple of spaces left to work with, but I didn't have to abbreviate too much. But that way it denotes that it is part of our, celebration. And that was kind of the key to it. Yes, Lori. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. All right. Moving on. So I just wanted to touch on that. I mean, I don't think if anybody has any questions or comments, go for it. If not, well, go ahead. Okay. What? Oh, okay. All right. Signature event. And then we'll get into elections, which is new business. So the new signature event, since I think we've essentially decided we weren't going to do the APE this year, and I think the general plan was to do it every time the HQ does a big event, whether it be their 25th anniversary or how we're going to do it, or go every other year with the APE, or how I think we wanted to do was hold it when they do a 25th anniversary and a 30th and a 35th and so on. So that leaves those odd years that we're not doing anything. And I thought this would be a great opportunity for us to sort of niche out a new sort of signature event for us besides the APE. I mean, we'll always have the APE. I think we're invested in that. We've got the APE costumes and all the equipment we have for that event. But this gives us a chance to maybe branch out and do something else that's, still, something that we can make our own. One suggestion or idea I had was to combine the camp out and a signature-esque event and have that rotate around the state, where each chapter would get to host, kind of like how the chapter camp out event was. We do the same thing, except it wouldn't just be the camp out. We would do something else, whether we host caches, and we do like a coin type of event, kind of like what the Tri-Cities does. But we rotate this around the state and we make it an event, something that could grow with attendance. So that was sort of my idea. But I would like to hear what everybody else or thoughts that you guys have. So I'll open the floor up to anyone. Mm-hmm. Nipping it in the bud? for the cash machine. I didn't even think about that, but you're right. Travis L. was one of the original board members, one of the founding board members. And that's kind of a cool idea, actually, because the cash machine is the cash machine. I mean, that's one day right there of running around and doing that. Right. But I think that's an interesting idea. Go ahead. But the camp out and then the cash machine, that gives them something to do. And you don't have to do the cash machine caches all in the same day. I mean, a lot of people will. But, you'll skip some. I mean, that's usually how it goes. You don't always do them all. But this gives you that opportunity. Hey, here's a camp out. We're going to make that a separate event. But then, the day before, there's going to be this. So you can stay in a campground for a couple of days. And then, I don't know, we have something else we do for the third day. Well, again, love the idea of moving. I love the idea of moving it around, so it's not in the same place, and that's fair to everybody, so that everybody gets a chance to travel instead of having it, as the ape is always in the same place. So folks from the IE have to, or Gene's area, or whoever from the south, east side of the state, they have to travel. It's a long trek. So this gives everybody a chance to to do that. It goes to a different area every time, and different set of caches. The campgrounds will be different, et cetera, et cetera. So I think, I like that idea. It kind of takes the idea that I had, but it actually builds upon it, which is fantastic. So what do you guys think about that? We'd have to give it a cute little catchy name, but and I think if we're going to do something like that, we really should look at maybe a spring and fall and not necessarily winter, because the holidays are the holidays. That's, well, if you're thinking like January, but I'm thinking like I don't know, April, May, before the summer things kick off. Say that again. We didn't answer Karen's question. Well, mm, yes. I just I, you can get it up the Spokane River, can't you, or the Snake? I tell you what, that'd be one heck of an unusual situation. Can you imagine seeing a pirate ship in the Spokane River? That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, actually. So, so the interesting thing with the cash machine side of it is again, I'm trying to think. All right, our signature event tends to help fund a lot of stuff for us because we have a lot of merchandise sales and all that. So, thinking on that level, yeah, I well, I think we can. Well, first of all, what we're talking about here isn't something that I think has really been done before in terms of the cash machine itself is a unique sort of Washington thing anyway. So I mean, so for us to sort of make that our event, I think is a great idea. So we take what Travis has started and essentially build upon it. So we can merchandise that. Why not? You attended the spring, whatever the heck we want to call this thing. I mean, we can call it the WSGA cash machine or whatever catchy name we want to come up with. But then we can merchandise that. We can t-shirt it. We can coin it, you know. Well, and I think Tees may have been involved with some of that too. I know, yeah, yeah. It wasn't just one guy, but why couldn't we do something for like this fall? Well, because I'm just thinking, okay, if we're going to design a coin, and I've already kicking around an idea for this already, but we design a coin and we get a logo shirt, you know, for and we sell that. We're not giving these away; we're selling them, and they don't have to necessarily be packages. We're again, we don't have to do an ape deal where we have these huge packages, a premium and a, you know, basic and a gazillion different coins. Right, exactly. But for the cash machine, we lower the expectations a little bit. We don't mint as many coins. Maybe we'll limit it to 100 or so. Same with the shirts if we want to do that, or whatever sort of logoed item we want to come up with. I mean, I'm just envisioning an ATM machine with a cash coming out of it, like a lock and lock container, and that would be the logo. You know, I mean, that would be kind of funny. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's Ben's zone. I think if we're going to roll forward with this, I mean, assuming everybody's okay with this, I mean, we should probably make sure that that's. All right. Well, let's roll through it then. We'll start with you, Antoine. You second that, but do you? We need a vote now. We're calling for a vote on this. So I'm picking. Okay, Annette, Chris of the Northwest, And we'll go to Jerry at the bottom of the screen. Lori, Benjamin, Josh, Vicky, Karen, and Jean. All right. Well, you guys have spoken. I think this is a great idea. We probably want to make sure we reach out to at least Travis and both Travis and Brad and clue them in. So I don't know who wants to do that. Just so I have. Okay. Well, 2000. Yeah, well, we're gonna have to probably. Okay, hold on. Did you find it? Yeah, let's table this. But just curious though, which if you figured out which chapter that would be, or where the one in the fall is going to be, just so that just so that just so that that rep is aware of that. Okay, I just all right. You can come back. We can circle back to that. Okay, so we're gonna move on to new business, and that is the elections. So before we get into the nuts and bolts of the elections, I think we first need to go around the horn and ask each of you individually about your aspirations for returning on this board starting in April when the next tenure starts. So we'll just kind of go around the room here and kind of get your take on whether you're going to be sticking around for the 2023-2024 board. So we'll start with Jerry first. All right, Jerry. Way to go. Team player Jerry. There you go. Miss Vicky. Okay. Ouch. I was hoping you would say yeah. Well, I can send at least a feeler or two out. There's at least one person I can think of, and potentially some others. Okay. Well, thanks for that, Vicky. I appreciate obviously the time that you and you guys have put into this. So it's been a few years, so I totally get it. I do. Okay. Yes, absolutely. You guys were wrong. Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, Benjamin, I know you're new. So I'm hoping the answer is yes. Okay. Because yeah, you kind of failed your pitch hitting, so now you're sticking around. Okay. Excellent. Okay, how about Chris in the Northwest? Fantastic. Thank you, sir, for your service on this board. And all that you do for the community as a whole, though, really seriously, with running a podcast, a weekly show. I mean, that's pretty fantastic. So I appreciate that. All right, Karen. Thank you, Karen. Well, you got to stay now. Well, thank you, Karen, for sticking around another year and doing a fine job representing those northern territories there of the state. So thank you for that. Joshua. Oh, there you go. Really confuse people now. Combine the two chapters. Oh, all of a sudden, this board got a lot smaller, didn't it? Oh, boy. Well, thank you, Joshua. I appreciate you sticking around and representing the OP. It sounds like everybody's pretty happy over there, and you guys are keeping the event train rolling. So great. So thank you for that. Miss Annette, are you going to continue to take... Did I skip a chapter? Well, I haven't gotten around there yet. No. I'll get Gene here in a minute. I'll get to him in a minute. Actually, I'm going to get to him after you. Yes, you're a vital cog in this machine. There's no question. Well, yeah. Yeah. That's true. Where is Peach? Peach of Nevada. Just doesn't have this. It doesn't quite have the same ring to it. No. Well, thank you for sticking around again. There's no way we can find a replacement for you. So it's a lifelong appointment. Okay, well, thank you again, Annette. I appreciate you staying on. How about Gene? We can't forget Cascadian. I think I know the answer to this question, but we'll see what Gene says. Gene's giving a thumbs up. All right. Fantastic. He's the rock of the WSGA over there, holding down the fort in the middle of the state for us. So, Mr. Winos, what's your... Okay, then I will let that happen. In the meantime, I see that it looks like... did that say the IE is going... Spokane. The fall cash machine is in Spokane. So Jerry, it's in your hood. So anyway, that answers that question. And I have, and I still need to give you my answer. And Lori, right, Lori, we'll have to hit Lori up. I'll come back to you there, Mr. Yes. Do we want to switch roles? Well, good luck with that. I wouldn't mind stepping down. I seriously wouldn't, and but I don't necessarily want to completely step away. So VP. Okay. I'm willing to step down and take the VP role, and then essentially be your your mentor or whatever you want. What do you want to call it? Your guide. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Well, it sounds like from the tally that I have here, we just have one position that we need to fill, and that would be the Southwest. So that's got to make it easy for the. What was that, Lori? Oh, right. Oh, I'm sorry. Is Lori staying? I forgot. I completely forgot. So is Lori sticking around or not? Which means I have to go back and look, but I think that means you get merchandise. Okay. Hey, you know what? I would be willing. Yeah, I think. No. All right. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Um, we can. You know what I could do? Well, I could bring all the. I could bring all the merchandise up, and you could. I'll just turn it over to you and say, "Here you go." No, that's true. That is true because you're getting over an illness. So okay, fair enough. All right, so Lori, I'm going to take that. I will hold up my end of the bargain. I will take the badges and do membership, and then you can handle the merch stuff. Nino. Yeah, there you go. All right. So what we're going to do, yeah, there's a whole pecking order of things that we have to do. In March is when things kind of get rolling. So right now, so what we need to do, yeah, the election's in February, right. So what we need to do right now, since we have one vacant position that we need to fill, what we're going to have to do is we will definitely need a committee, an election committee. Right. So Antoine he will be heading that committee. He'll be chairing it because that's the VP's duties. And what is required is the chair of that committee will get a group. I think it's supposed to be up to 3 people. I don't know if we need that many, but because we're only looking for one position, it's not like we've got a bunch of vacancies. But 3 people. That's 3 people that can send feelers out for the Southwest. So, Antoine, this is your baby. Do you have... Go ahead. Right. And they're board members. So what we do is generally we will ask for volunteers, and if we don't get all the volunteers, then then you get voluntold. So, Antoine, first of all, let me ask you, do you have any volunteers? Because you may already have some. Okay, and who do you have? Who's going to be on your committee? All right, cool. Okay. But they may know him from the Tri-City Coin Challenge. So, that's cool. It's very sick and wet, Lori. I hope Lori gets better soon. So, of those three folks, are you guys willing to help out with the finding this person? So Jerry's a go. Benjamin, you good on this? Okay, and then Lori, which you're fine. Cool. Okay, so all we're looking for is one person. They obviously have to reside in the chapter. Now, there's some bylaw changes where they could live outside. So I'm thinking like Portland area, for instance. So if they live in the Portland area, well, that's close enough to the chapter borders that they could indeed be a rep, a Southwest rep. So because of where the chapter sits, it's right on the edge of the state. So that would work. Now, the Southwest chapter comes all the way up to Thurston County. So folks in Olympia, we could have a Southwest chapter, say Frisbeer, for instance. He lives in the Olympia area. He could potentially be a chapter rep for Southwest. So you're thinking that big geographical area there. So if you know some cashers down there, this is your opportunity to reach out to them and say, hey, we're looking for a Southwest rep. I actually have somebody that I might even pitch in here, because there's at least one person that I'd love to ask her and see if she would do it. So even though I'm not going to be on the committee, I will hit her up. I will hit Cougar Cash up and see if she's willing to do it. Because Val would be great, don't you think, Annette? Val's the first person that comes to my mind immediately. And there's a couple others that I can think of. Frisbeer potentially could be too. Yes, Laura, your hand is up. Oh yeah. Right. So we not only are we going to have to report the slate, of course, and we also need to post that we need to get on social media chapters and get emails out and just say, hey, it's election time. If you're interested in running for any of the positions, does not matter, the executive committee positions as well as the chapter rep positions, this is your chance, and we need to provide the deadline for those. And do you have the bylaws up, Antoine, for the elections? There are very specific times. So like the elections would run from like March 1st, I think, through the 10th. And so what something happens in March, right, the voting goes on. That's what I meant. Go for it. Golly gosh. Right. Okay. Right, and there are two positions, both Ben's position as well as, well, I guess Antoine technically, and really mine, since we're going to flip flop roles. But basically, the deal is if we have a chapter rep, let's say we'll pick on Gene. So let's say Gene's chapter goes uncontested. Well, we don't need to send a ballot out to all of the members in the that we don't need to do that. We just announce. No, we don't. We don't need to do that. We just, hey, he's basically running unopposed. Why do we? Well, we would have to vet. Well, we would have to vet her, and she would have. And part of that vetting process is we don't write in candidate names here and just hold a vote. They have to agree to do the position. So you may say, yeah, Medic RN would be great as a chapter rep, and that may be. But if she doesn't want to run, why are we putting her name on a ballot and sending that out for people to vote? That wouldn't make sense. Yes, Vicky. Well, but that's why we're sending out the notice now until February 15th, and we're doing basically a call out. Hey, if you're interested in running for a position on the WSGA board, now's your chance to throw your name in the hat. And we can, have what I would like people to do is just to contact us directly from our website. That's the easiest. There's a contact button right there. They can contact us and say, hey, I'm interested in XYZ position. And then we will, somebody from the committee will reach out to them and vet them, and, their name gets on the ballot. So, I mean, it's kind of like a write-in, but not really. When I think of a write-in, I think if you get the ballot in your hand, there's a blank spot where you can write Mickey Mouse for president and send it off. But this is we're going to do things a little differently here. We're going to have that open, essentially starting, we could put the post out here real quick. If Antoine, do you want to do that? Or, I mean, you should. No, then I'll do it. You probably need to be added on there, but it's got to go on our website too. So I'll post it on the website, but also social media channels, and we need to probably send email. I think it'd be cool if we send a blanket email out to our members, but So, Lori, do you have access to that platform that allows us to send the emailer out? If not, you're not going to send out 200 emails to people. Well, yeah, but it's just, all right. All right. Well, we need to get that word out. I will get the posting up on our website, and I can do ping it on the WSGA Facebook page. There you go. All right, you do that, and then I'll get them listed in those two areas, and then we can get the email out, and then we say we've gotten the word out, and then we just direct people to contact us on our website. That is the best way, because a bunch of us will get those emails, and we can start putting the tally together and figuring out who we need to vet. He's shaking his head. Well, he's got his little show tomorrow night. Perhaps you can. Used, you Mr. Used and Abused. Let's not dredge that up. Oh, there you go. All right, so I think we got the elections underhand here, or we got a handle on it. So last item is the 2023 member coin design. We need to come up with some designs for our member coins this year. Something that I'd like to try to get on the coin early, so that, and Lori and I have talked about this prior to the meeting. We were talking about having a set date so that we can tell our membership, hey, the coins will be determined and sent out on or by XYZ date. If it's September 30th, or October 1st, or whatever that is, then we set that deadline. And that means that we get a coin design way ahead of time and get that to a producer, whether that be somebody local, which I would prefer, versus somebody out of state. But we can get on that. So that means we need to get our coin design really early on in the program. So we're looking for some ideas for the coin, and I don't expect anybody to just throw something out right away. But if you have an idea for a coin, please get that to me definitely before our next meeting. If not, then I think what we do is we go to a design house, whether that be Avaware or we go to JD and Lisa and say, hey, we're trying to come up with some ideas for a coin, and see what they can help us with. Yes, Lori. Well, Antoine's his hand's been up for a while. Yeah, I think it's turning blue. So go ahead, Lori. We've done this in the past. And we had, I would say, some success. Definitely with Brian and Vicky had some really great coin designs, which we've used. So thank you guys. But that came out of a general call, call out to folks. So we can certainly do. Okay, I mean, we can. That's kind of how we did it before. So we can shoot that out and get people to submit. I'm trying to think how they could do that to us. They could just email it to us, I guess. I don't think our contact form on our website allows attachments. I don't believe. I don't think so. So they would have to email us, but that's no big deal. I can throw an email address out and they can send those to us, and just set a deadline that we need it by, say, end of February, so that we can address it at our March meeting. And then if that well is dry, then I think we start talking to a design house again, Avaware, or chatting with JD and Lisa and see what they have. And of course, JD and Lisa are members, so we are kind of going to them. So that would work. Actually, that's probably the direction I would go. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we want to do. It's really kind of an open slate. So if you got, and yeah, so if any of you come up with an idea, whether you're a fantastic, artist, or you have a concept in mind and can just explain what that is, go for it. Because we can always take that explanation and take it to someone who can, sketch it out, draw it out, etc. Yeah. Yes, Joshua. Okay, we're almost done anyway, so. Okay, I think so. So, all right, we're basically done on coin design. You guys have got that. I will punch that out in social media and see what we get. So that brings us to member comment via the YouTube. So who's watching the YouTube? Was that you, Lori? Oh, Josh is. Is there anybody in the YouTube chat? Okay, so nothing. All right. Well, that ends that one. Okay, so our next meeting then is March 15th, 2023 at 7 o'clock. So put that on your calendar. I will send the invites out, all that good fun stuff. So anything from any of you guys, any comments or anything before we kill the live stream here, which I gotta go find that. If not, yes, Antoine. Okay, all right, Chris of the Northwest Stay, we are officially adjourned.